Здравейте! Както знаете, аз се казвам Надя и съм преподавател по английски език. Днес ще разгледаме едно много интересно упражнение, което е част и от изпита за B2 или First Certificate, така наречения, но това е едно важно упражнение за всички, които могат да го направят. Не е задължително да се подготвяте точно за този изпит, за да го направите. Okay, let's switch to English now. I'm going to share the exercise video. Okay, this is part of the use of English part of the exam. We have again reading, listening, use of English, and writing and speaking, which is different from the first four. And use of English consists of two parts. This is the second part, where we have a text with some gaps, and we have to fill in the gaps with the most appropriate word, but it's not given for us. We need to find out which the most appropriate word is. Of course, what you need to do is go through read the sentence until the end, or at least to this part of the sentence where you can get the meaning. Okay, are you ready to start? Safe camping. Camping in the countryside is usually great fun, but sometimes things can go wrong. It's a phrase. Accidents can happen, gap. It is essential to think about safety both before you go and while you are there. So this is a consequence. Remember, we need to put only one word. You're not allowed to use two or more words. Words of consequence. So what we can put down is so, consequently, into number 13. Let me put it down for you. So consequently, consequently, or therefore. Okay, so consequently, therefore, so maybe it's good. Yeah, okay. So consequently, therefore, it's essential. Essential means very important to think about safety both before you go and while you're there. This will prevent your fun camping trip turning something less pleasant. So, very often into the gaps we have phrases, phrasal verbs, conjunctions, articles, quantifiers. So here in this specific case, we have phrasal verb turn into, just a moment, type, turn into something less pleasant. Turn into, превръщам се в. Okay, firstly, you need to plan ahead. Check out the weather forecast a few days. This is again a phrase which means beforehand. The phrase is in advance. And watch out for any reports of fires in the area you are thinking of going to. Okay, let's write down to be thinking of doing something means to be considering means to be considering the idea. Considering the idea. To be considering the idea. Okay? Right. You are thinking of going to prepare an emergency kit in gap. You or anyone with you has an accident or illness while you are there. In case, в случай, че, just let me, okay, now it's okay. In case you or anyone with you has an accident or illness while you are there. Okay, and choose your campsite carefully, avoiding any places, gap. There is a risk of flooding. So we have places and we need to put where, just a moment, 18, where there is a risk of flooding. Before you put up your tent, put up a tent, разгъвам палатка, make there are no sharp objects. So you need to assure yourself there are no sharp objects. So the phrase here is to make sure there are no sharp objects on the ground or ants or wasps' nests nearby. Ants, мравки, wasp, you may write this down, уса. Nest, гнездо, nearby. Наоколо. To keep insects out of the tent. Into, so it is a phrase, and the phrase is in order to keep insects out of the tent, close it whenever you go in or out. If you need a campfire for cooking, be careful. Gap, to build it anywhere near your tent. Be careful. Be near your tent, and before you go to bed, remember to put it something completely, preferably with lots of water. To be careful not to build it anywhere near your tent, because it aligns with the meaning. And before you go to bed, remember to put it completely, preferably with lots of water. Put, so it's about the fire. Put it out. Okay, this is a phrasal verb, which means put out. Изгасям за огън или пожар. Put out. To put out the fire completely, preferably with lots of water. After meals, pick up any bits of food that gap be left on the ground, as these can attract insects. So this is passive voice, and we should put some modal verbs of probability. After meals, pick up any bits of food that, let's put could, but might is also possible. May, might, could, they're all possible. Could be left on the ground, as these can attract insects or larger creatures. It also makes sense for gap, same reason. So it's a phrase, the same, for the same reason, to keep unused food in closed containers, well away from the camp. You don't want a hungry bear or other animals suddenly appearing in your tent. Okay, so this is part of the use of English. The exam first, so it doesn't matter if it's for schools or not. First certificate in English. This is part of the use of English, part 2 specifically of the whole exam, I will put in comments, I will put one more exercise to do at home, and next time we are going to check it. Hope I've been helpful for you. Have a nice day and see you next time. Do not forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on Facebook and TikTok. That's all for now. Bye guys.